converting from Celsius to Kelvin is very simple. It's just changing the scale downward. And you do that by adding or subtracting 100. And I'll show that in a moment. So, so that's this part I wanted to talk about. Now let's go over this part here. So you want to notice that the Fahrenheit and the Celsius scale end up having negative temperatures. So you can see here that down here, you'll have 0 in the Fahrenheit scale, and you can get temperatures lower than that. And also you can get below 0 on the Celsius scale, but you can't get that for the Kelvin scale. So as I mentioned before, this is going to be sometimes a mathematical problem because means you're going to get negative numbers like negative volumes, negative pressures if you're doing gas laws. But more importantly, if your math is trying to measure the amount of motion in a substance, like the motion of the molecules, then you're going to end up with a negative motion, which you can't have negative motion. So that's going to be a problem. So this is why in some branches of chemistry, you need to use Kelvin in order to avoid those negative numbers and not get negative motions and things like that. All right, so what about converting between scales? So converting between scales is done in this way. So if you want Kelvin, that's going to be equal to the Celsius, degrees Celsius that you're given, plus 273. If you want to go if you want to go from Kelvin to Celsius, so then degrees Celsius, that's going to be equal to Kelvin minus 273. So it's actually 273.15, but rounding, it's not going to really make that much of a difference. So these are your two scales. Or I'm sorry, not your two scales, but your two equations for converting between Kelvin and degrees Celsius. So it's either add 273 or subtract 273. Okay, so let's go over some practice problems. Okay, so let's go over these practice problems. So first, you can pause the video, try to figure out these on your own, use our equations, and then restart the video and see how you did. Okay, so here I have 45 degrees Celsius. I want to go to Kelvin, so I want to use that one. So I'm just going to add 273 to 45. So Kelvin is going to be equal to 45 plus 273. And that's going to be equal to, add the 45, that's going to be 78. And then you have this, so it's going to be 318 Kelvin is going to be the temperature if I added that right. Okay. Next, I have negative 20. So here I got negative 20. So again, same equation. So K is going to be equal to negative 20 plus 273. And basically, I'm subtracting 20 from this. So it's going to end up being 253 Kelvin. So that's how I got that number there. And so here I'm going from Kelvin to degrees Celsius. So here I'm going to use this one. I'm going to subtract 273. So here degrees Celsius is equal to the Kelvin, which is 350. 350 minus 273. And that's going to be, let's see here. So 50 minus 73 minus 50 is 23. Subtract 23 from 300. That's going to be 277. And then minus 100. So 177 degrees Celsius. If I did that right. So, oops, not 177. What am I doing? That's going to be 77 degrees Celsius. So 77 degrees Celsius is the answer for this problem here. And then finally 125. So again, Celsius is going to be equal to 125 minus 273. And here we're going to get a negative number. So if we subtract, let's say we subtract a 5, that's going to give us 268. And then subtract 20, that's going to give us 248. And then subtract 100. So we're going to end up with a negative 148 degrees Celsius. If I did the math right, let me double check. So I've got, let's see, yep, looks like I did it right. Okay, so that would be the temperature for in Celsius. So that's how you do these problems. Oops, I wrote my degrees Celsius off the board. So what did I say? Negative 148 degrees Celsius. Okay, so that's how you do it. I hope you enjoyed these videos. If you enjoyed these videos, please make sure you like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell, hit that bell right there, that like button there, and also put a comment down below in the comment section. Let me know what you think and ask me any questions. Thanks for joining me. Have a great day.